Hi dear listeners, I'm Kaylee and welcome to another episode of Podcast Folklore, where we delve into the world of the unknown. Today we're going to be exploring the Abada, a horned creature that most refer comparisons to the more mainstream friend, one you'll recognise, the unicorn. Now I don't mean the cute farting rainbows and My Little Pony type of unicorn. The commercialised status of the unicorn has changed drastically from its origins. In the rich tapestry of global folklore, mythical creatures have long captured the human imagination. One such creature is the Abada. It hails from African traditions, particularly in the central and west coast of Africa. Often likened to unicorns of Western mythology, the Abada is merely a creature of fantasy, but a profound symbol deeply rooted in cultural beliefs and values. The Abada is a mythical creature, similar to a horse, with two slightly curved horns on the top of its head. Unlike the unicorn, the Abada's horns are key to its magic. The horns, often depicted as dark and shimmering, are said to possess potent healing properties, capable of curing diseases and neutralizing poisons. But the Abada is more than just a healer. It's an elusive guardian of the forest, with the ability to vanish from sight, evading those who seek impure intentions. Only those who approach with respect and sincerity may receive its aid. In African folklore, the Abada often appears as a protector of the natural world, ensuring that humans do not overexploit the land. It symbolises purity, harmony with nature, and the rewards of living in balance with the environment. And this brings us to our first story, featuring the Abada, the healer's quest. In a small village nestled deep in the African jungle, there lived a healer renowned for his wisdom and skill. Well, that's so the story goes. He was a man of great compassion, known to cure even the most deadly illnesses. But one day a mysterious plague swept through the village. The healer, despite his knowledge and remedies, found himself powerless against this new affliction. Desperate to save his people, the healer turned to the stories of his ancestors, the tales of mythical creature known as the Abada. The creature, it was said, possessed horns with the power to cure any disease and purify even the most contaminated water. With a heavy heart but a determined spirit, the healer set out on a perilous journey into the dense and dangerous jungle, hoping to find the elusive Abada. For days, the healer travelled through the jungle, facing treacherous terrain, wild animals, and his own fears. Yet his determination never wavered. Finally, after many trials, he reached a secluded part of the forest, a place untouched by human hands, where the trees grew so tall they seemed to touch the sky. It was here that the healer encountered the Abada. A creature stood before him, its horns glowing faintly in the dim light filtering through the trees. For the Abada did not flee as he expected. Instead, it spoke to him, not with words, but with a voice that resonated so deep within his soul. The Abada conveyed that before it could grant him its horn, the healer must prove the purity of his intentions. Many have sought my horn for selfish reasons. Why should I grant you this gift? Said the Abada. The healer, humbled by the creature's wisdom, fell to his knees and spoke from his heart. I seek not wealth or power, but the lives of my people. I am but a servant to them and to the land. I will use your gift only for good. The Abada tested the healer with a series of challenges, each one designed to reveal his true character. The healer faced visions of his deepest fears, temptations of power, and the despair of a potential failure. But through it all, his compassion, his wisdom, and selfishness shone through. The Abada, satisfied with his serenity, lowered his head and allowed the healer to take one of its horns. With the Abada's horn in hand, the healer returned to his village. He ground the horn into a powder and mixed it with water, creating a potion that cured the plague almost immediately. The villagers, overjoyed, celebrated the healer, who became a legend, his story told for generations. Another example of the Abada is the greedy hunter. In the same village, not long after the healer's legendary quest, it seems that another story takes place. Unlike the healer, the hunter was known for his greed and cunning. He heard of the Abada and its magical horns, but rather than seeking it to help others, he saw only the wealth and power he could gain by selling such a rare and valuable treasure. Determined to capture the creature, the hunter ventured deep into the forest. He carried with him traps, weapons, and all the tools he believed necessary to subdue the elusive Abada. Days turned into weeks as he searched, his obsession growing with each day passing. Finally, after many failed attempts, the hunter cornered the Abada in a secluded glade. As he approached, triumphant and eager to claim his prize, the Abada's eyes began to glow with a mysterious light. The hunter hesitated, a strange feeling of dread creeping over him. Before he could react, the ground beneath his feet began to tremble. The forest itself seemed to come alive. The tree's roots twisted and turned, wrapping around the hunter's legs, pulling him down. The more he struggled, the tighter the roots held him. The air grew thick, and the hunter realized with a mounting terror that he could not move. He was trapped, held fast by the very forest he had sought to exploit. With a panicked voice, he said, "Please let me go. I was wrong. I'll never harm another creature again." In that moment, the hunter understood the gravity of his greed. He begged for mercy, promising to abandon his pursuit and to protect the forest instead. The Abada, seeing that the hunter had learned his lesson, slowly released its hold. The roots unwound and the ground steadied, but the Abada was gone, vanished into the depths of the forest, never to be seen by the hunter again. Shaken and humbled, the hunter returned to his village, forever changed by the experience. He became a protector of the forest, telling others of the Abada's power and the importance of respecting nature. The hunter's tale was passed down as a cautionary story of the dangers of greed and wisdom of the Abada, a vast contrast to that of the healer. Let's consider the symbolism of the Abada. The Abada is more than just a mythical creature. It's a symbol of African cultural values. It embodies the harmony between the humans and the environment, the importance of intentions, and the consequences of greed and disrespect. The Abada's role as a guardian of the forest and a bestower of wisdom and healing ties it closely to themes of preservation and the natural order. The power of creatures like Abada extends beyond Africa. The Quilin, also known as the Chinese unicorn, is a chimerical creature with the body of a deer, the tail of an ox, and the hooves of a horse, sometimes depicted with scales like a dragon. The Quilin is a symbol of peace, prosperity, and longevity. One of the most famous stories involving the Quilin is connected to the birth of Confucius. Thousands of years ago in ancient China, there lived a woman named Yan Zhenzai. One night she had a dream that would change the course of history. In her dream, a Quilin, the most auspicious of creatures, appeared before her. The Quilin was a magnificent being, the body of a deer and the hooves of the horse. It had a golden horn atop its head. It approached her gently, carrying a jade scroll in its mouth. As it placed the scroll before her, the creature spoke. its voice resonating like a bell, echoing with the wisdom of the ages. In your womb you carry a great sage, one who will bring wisdom and peace to the world. He will guide nations and shape the hearts of men for generations to come. When she awoke, Yan was filled with a sense of wonder and awe. The dream felt more real than anything she had ever experienced. Soon after, she discovered that she was with child. True to the prophecy, she gave birth to a son, who would grow up to be the greatest philosopher of China. The appearance of the Quilin was seen as a divine sign, Confucius as a man of extraordinary virtue and wisdom. The Quilin, associated with peace, prosperity and the birth of great sages, became the symbol of a wise and just ruler, appearing only in times of great harmony. In Western mythology, the unicorn is perhaps the most famous of all unicorns, often depicted as a white horse with a single spiraling horn. The unicorn's horn is known as the alicorn, believed to have the power to purify water, heal the sick, and neutralize poisons, similar to that of its African counterpart. A famous series of medieval tapestries, known as the Hunt of the Unicorn, tells the story of the unicorn as we know it. In the rolling hills of the darkness, medieval Europe, the unicorn was a creature of legend. Revered for its purity and grace, it was said that the unicorn's horn, known as an alicorn, could purify the water. But the unicorn was elusive, appearing only to those who were pure of heart. In the stories of the tapestries, the noblemen set out to capture this mythical beast. They knew that only a virgin, symbolising purity, could lure the unicorn. So they enlisted a young maiden, pure and innocent, to aid in their quest. As the maiden sat in a peaceful meadow, the unicorn emerged from the forest. Drawn by her purity, so it says, the creature, trusting and gentle, laid its head on her lap, allowing itself to be captured. The noblemen, seeing their chance, rushed forward, capturing the unicorn in a net. Tragically, the noblemen killed the unicorn, taking its horn for their own gain. But the final tapestry, the unicorn showed as alive again, resurrected, symbolising Christ's resurrection, some believe, and the triumph of purity over death. But how can they be connected? This story became powerful within Christian art, representing the tension between the sacred and the profane. Let's move now to Russia. In Russian folklore, there is also a unicorn, or so some say. The Indrik is a mighty beast, often described as a cross between a bull and a unicorn. It's said to be the king of all animals, living on a holy mountain and possessing the power to cause earthquakes and other natural phenomena. In Russian folk songs, the Indrik is revered as a protector of the mountain and its creatures, ensuring that humans do not overexploit the land. High in the sacred mountains of Russia, where the clouds brush the peaks and the forests are dense and ancient, there lives a creature known as the Indrik. This mighty beast, the king of animals, was so powerful that when it moves, the earth is said to tremble. It's no ordinary beast, protecting the land, ensuring that the natural world remains in balance. In folklore, the Indrik is revered as a guardian, living on a holy mountain where it watches over the creatures of the forest. In one legend, a group of hunters, driven by their desire for glory, ventured into the mountains to capture the Indrik. They believed that by capturing the king of all animals, they would gain great power. As they climbed the mountain, the earth began to shake beneath their feet, and a great storm rolled in, darkening the skies. The Indrik, sensing the hunters' intent, unleashed its power. The mountain rumbled and the hunters were thrown from their path, their weapons scattered and broken. Realizing that they had angered the guardian of the mountain, the hunters fled, leaving behind their dreams of conquest. The legend of the Indrik serves as a reminder of the formidable power of nature and the consequences of humans. The Indrik remains a symbol of the natural world's guardianship, a creature that ensures the land is protected from those who would seek to exploit it. From Persian mythology comes the Shadhava, deer-like creature with a single hollow horn. As the wind passes through its horn, it creates enchanting melodies that can lull creatures into a trance and manipulate their emotions. In the vast deserts of Persia, where the winds howl and the sands shift endlessly, there is a tale of such creature. This deer-like being is no ordinary animal, with the hollow horn through which the wind plays the most enchanting melodies. The music of the Shadhava's horn is said to be so beautiful that it can lull any creature into a trance, capturing their heart and soul. But the music, while enchanting, is also dangerous, for those who follow it too closely may find themselves lost forever in the desert's embrace. In one tale, a weary traveller lost in the desert hears of the Shadhava's music carried on the wind. The melody is unlike anything he has ever heard, so beautiful and haunting he cannot resist following it. Mesmerized, the traveller wanders deep into the desert, his mind consumed by the music. But as the traveller draws closer, the music changes. What once was beautiful becomes eerie and unsettling. The traveller realises that it's too late, that the music is leading him astray, pulling him further into the barren wasteland. With great effort he covers his ears and runs, breaking free from the Shadhava's spell. The traveller barely escapes with his life, returning to his village with a story of the enchanting and perilous music, and the creature that created it. It's a warning, reminding all those who hear it of the dual nature of beauty, and how it can both captivate and destroy. The Karkadan, a creature from Persia and Indian folklore, resembles a fierce rhinoceros or a large unicorn. Well, for the purposes of today, it does. They're still up to interpretation. Known for its immense strength and fierce temperament, the Karkadan is both feared and revered. For the epic tales from Persia, there is a story of a mighty hero, Rustom, and his encounter with the fearsome Karkadan. Karkadan, a beast of immense size and strength, roams the plains and the forests, feared by all who crosses its path. The body of a rhinoceros and the temperament of a lion, the Karkadan is a creature of legend, known for its immense power and terrifying presence. Its horn, though, is a symbol of its strength too. It's also believed to have protective and healing powers. One day, Rustom, the greatest hero of Persia, encountered the Karkadan while travelling through a dense forest. With beats, the ground shook with the beast's approach, and the trees trembled as the Karkadan charged towards him. But Rustom, unflinching in the face of danger, stood his ground. The battle between the two was fierce. With the beast's horn was struck with the force of 1,000 warriors, But Rustum was swift and strong. With every charge he dodged and countered, his sword gleaming in the sunlight. The fight raged on, each clash of horn and sword echoing through the forest. Finally, with a mighty blow, Rustum struck the Karkadan down. The beast, though defeated, lay still with a sense of dignity, his power and strength undiminished even in death. Honouring the beast's courage, Rustum took only what he needed and left the rest untouched, a sign of respect for such a formidable foe. This encounter became one of many stories that highlighted Rustum's bravery and strength, but it's also served as a reminder of the wild and the untamed aspects of nature that our heroes must conquer to protect civilization. In Chile mythology, from southern Chile especially, the mythology of the Kamahuto is depicted as a calf or a bull with a single horn. Again, like others, its horn is said to have great healing properties, and its movements are believed to cause rivers and streams to form. From Chile to Ethiopia, medieval European lore speaks of the Ethiopian unicorn, a creature featured in the tales of Prester John's kingdom, described in medieval bestiaries. It is a symbol of purity and has power to purify water and heal the sick. It seems to be a common occurrence within any form of mythology that the horn of a unicorn or any of its counterparts has such properties. According to the legend, the Ethiopian unicorns were fierce protectors of Prester John's realm, able to fend off armies and guard treasures. These unicorns embody the exotic, mysterious qualities of medieval Europeans associated with distant lands. Across different cultures, mythological creatures like the Abada, Quillin, unicorn, and others often embody universal themes, such as the struggle between human desires and the forces of nature, the virtues of purity and bravery, and the mysteries of the natural world. The creatures, while unique with their cultural context, similar features that we recognise as the stories are told of how the creature looks. Many have similar symbolisms within the powers that they could provide. Belief in mythological creatures, like the Abada, is deeply rooted in human culture and psychology. Beliefs serve various functions within societies, from explaining the unknown to teaching valuable lessons, moral lessons, offering psychological comfort and reinforcing cultural identities. These creatures inspire art, literature, and storytelling. They remind us of the mysteries that still lie beyond our understanding, encouraging us to explore, imagine, and find the meaning of the world around us. And so, dear listener, we have come to the end of our journey for this episode. If you like our content here at Podcast Folklore, please be sure to like and subscribe our channel. Why not leave us a comment on any topics you'd like us to cover in the future? We would love to hear from you all. So for now, it's goodbye from me, and remember to continue to explore the world in wonder.